Hey everybody, this is Perch, and some of you have commented that sometimes I seem exasperated when I talk about the various woke, non-woke, that kind of stuff with comics. And I still have this perspective, and I've been in super heated arguments over this with people, that in the end, it's quality. Woke or not woke. You could say, oh, it's the same thing. If it's woke, there's no quality, then it's quality. Then we can just say quality. And that's quality, not equality. In case you were not, the car audio was not at its finest Dolby standards. Uh, and I understand people have given lots of definition for woke and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, if it's a bad comic, it's a bad comic. And I think well, put it this way. Here's an article from not something to do with comics, but I did talk about Cracker Barrel several months ago because they were selling manga in Cracker Barrel, and it was kind of fun. I mean, just the image of Cracker Barrel, which is, if you're not familiar, that is a restaurant that serves Southern type food. It's American Southern cuisine, Tennessee-based restaurant chain, Cracker Barrel, and it does not mean a bunch of white people in a barrel. It's just Cracker Barrel. At any rate, here is headline: Cracker Barrel has gone woke. Now, you may be asking yourself, how does a Southern restaurant go woke? Well, I'm about to tell you. It says Cracker Barrel has become the battleground of America's culture war after the Southern-themed restaurant chain posted a Facebook notice touting its new plant-based sausage. Discover new meat frontiers, the Tennessee-based company wrote on its Facebook page next to a photo of a serving of scrambled eggs and 2 sausage patties made by Impossible Foods, the vegan-sourced meat manufacturer. The post continued, experience the out-of-this-world flavor of Impossible sausage made from plants next time you build your own breakfast. There you go. So that has pissed people off, prompting responses like, I just lost all respect for a once great Tennessee company. You lost a customer base. Congratulations on being woke and going broke, wrote another customer. Maybe for some folks, but not me. I liked old-fashioned sausage with my breakfast. That's not really a complaint. That's an observation. That one's fine. If some customers are willing to pay for it, the more power to them, but give me real sausage and bacon. Again, that doesn't really mean anything negative, but this one does. One Facebook user vowed never to eat at Cracker Barrel again, writing, thanks, Cracker Barrel. Now my family will never be able to dine there because of the troves of hippie, stoner, vegetarian lib cucks who will now be invading my favorite chain restaurant and pushing their immoral commie lifestyle on me and my children. That is a joke. I'm sorry. That has to be a joke. The user continued, I'll be taking my hard-earned money to Waffle House or wherever we can at least smoke inside. Can you? Well, I mean, but why not? The battle waged as Facebook users denounced the critics as snowflakes for getting triggered by a meat alternative showing up on the menu, and lots of accusations of white supremacy. Goddamn. Anyway, what's my point here? Okay, so first off, the person in me who hopes for the survival of the human race certainly hopes that the majority of people saying go woke or go broke on the Cracker Barrel page because they're serving or they have an option on their menu for plant-based meat. My hope is that the majority of those were trolling and that we're not serious. That is my hope. It's I say things like that, but people are dumb. You never know. I'm still betting the person who said he was going to go to Waffle House to smoke. That's got to be it. You can't be simultaneously dumb and be able to spell all those big words. Anyway, what do they still sell manga? That's what I want to know. And by the way, there is a new argument that's starting to progress because a lot of people have, we've seen the manga wars where people are pointing out that they enjoy manga more than the Western comics. But there's another angle to this, and that is there's been threads popping up on Facebook that say that manga, because it's coming from Japan, is woke because it's coming from another country. I somehow it's not American, then it's you can't make this stuff up. Well, I mean, I guess you can because I suspect people are making a lot of it up in an attempt to just screw around with all of this. But look, this is why I find the whole thing absurd and overly complicated. That's the thing. It can just suck. When you read some comics and the comic has zero action going on, the art is just god awful. The character spends most of the time both worrying about a relationship that has not been established, eating, and maybe quipping uh, randomly. Then who? It sucks. How much of it? How? What does the woke part matter at that point? The book just sucks. And I guess that's kind of my observation with a lot of this stuff is you can't you can focus on the political aspects of it and lose track of the lose sight of the fact that you could basically start to forget the core problem, which is it's an unreadable bunch of garbage that take out all of the I mean, look, if it was a story, and we've seen stories like this where the straight white character was just walking around talking about nothing, having no action in a superhero comic, art abysmal, and it would still suck. It's still all the same. I think that's the problem with all this. Now, I mean, it can be fun to call things out. It's gone woke and all, I guess, but I think there's a lot of stuff that bills itself as not woke, which equally sucks. The art is equally bad. The story goes nowhere. The plot is nonsense, and it doesn't mean anything. The idea of go woke, go broke. If it's a restaurant and woke is delicious, it's not going broke. People are going to be eating that. I'm sorry. Remember what was there was some big sporting good chain that during the BLM protests slash riots, it donated a bunch of money to uh, bail fund for the rioters. I do not remember what it was, like Big Five or one of those big sporting goods stores. And the predictions were, I will never shop again, go woke, go broke, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the sporting good chain sold sports equipment at a Walmart level price. And turns out people needed that, or at least believed they needed that. And, it doing fine, doing just fine. It's because the vast majority of people want to either save money or get products conveniently or anything else. Jeff Bezos has contributed to a huge amount of dodgy, dicky things. He is absolutely a prick. Doesn't matter. Amazon doing just fine. As it turns out, if the product is good, if what people want is, if it's something people want, turns out generally speaking, you can be as quote woke as you can be. If Marvel kept all the staff the same, everything else, all of the different aspects of itself exactly the same, but was pumping out, 1992 level content of the Jim Lee and Silvestri and Liefeld and McFarlane on books, people would be buying it like crazy. Absolutely, they would. Quality is the main factor. And I know that I don't. The part is I don't know why that's controversial, but sure as hell it is. Uh, to me, it's the most obvious thing in the world. And to me, if you're going to make a claim about political correctness or whatever, or woke, whatever it happens to be, it's the idea of saying we had a chance to do quality, we had a chance to do it, and instead we intentionally did something else because we wanted to adhere to certain political correct terms and everything else. That's the mistake, but the output is bad quality. If somebody said, hey, we're going to do all this political correctness, we're going to put all this stuff in, but it's going to be an amazing product, then it's not going to go broke. It's going to do just fine. It's when you prioritize, hey, there's a lot of other factors that are higher up on our list than quality. When you tank quality, that's when you run into trouble. Whatever you are, whatever methodology, it's very simple. Whatever politics you want, whatever social state, whatever thing you're trying to prove, if you put quality at the top of your list as something to achieve, your results are going to be great. Going to turn out just fine. To me, that's the easy guide. Meanwhile, I'm not eating that plant meat. My wife really wanted to try one of the Impossible Burgers at one point. We went to, I think it was Red Robin or someplace like that, another woke restaurant, and we both got the Impossible Burger. And it's like there was this moment where both of us, I think, were trying to convince each other that it wasn't terrible. I'm like, well, it's not meat. It's like, yeah. I mean, I could see why people would say, that this tastes like, sort of like meat, and like, what? Why not have a burger? Why do we pay $4 more for something that tastes like not quite meat? That's anyway. It is what it is. Maybe you enjoy it, and if you do, more power to you. I'm paying $4 less for my fatty crap, but you'll live longer than me. But the planet's dying, so joke's on you. Anyway, I don't know what's going on anymore. Thanks for listening.